you would have 9 people, but there's only 7 people listed.
Yeah, so I, myself on that, I'm gonna get it going, and then if they want, you know, like the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, right? They're gonna come in, first couple meetings, they're gonna assign a chair, a secretary, get things going. And then at that point, we'll divvy up the sections, we'll figure out our plan of attack, our time frame, and if we need another person to come in off our list, right, we'll kind of judge it by then. We do have 3 alternates that are available to us.
That kind of feels great, that if a resolution was approved for 9, and there's only 7, you make it 8, which that's not 9.
Well, is it up to 9? Is it up to 9?
It still feels great when we have people who,
You know, it brings up a point when you say conflict. You know, I feel, and I've stated this from the beginning, even with our current historian, there's a conflict because she's also an officer in the Marion Historic Association, and now she's appointed to this committee. To me, that's a conflict. That's, you know, the
and
conflict
she's
is
an
not.
employee.
Right, she's an employee.
So is Dan Brooks, he's on the planning board. But these are sections of expertise that needed for a comprehensive plan, like planning, zoning,
Again,
historian.
conflict's a conflict. You know.
Well, right, so if someone was to come up in the comprehensive planning where we're gonna invest a bunch of money into the historian department, I would expect Jen Hunter to dismiss herself from that conversation and not take any votes on it.
Right, I'm just saying, it's a conflict's a conflict, no matter how you spend it and how you slice it, you know, and, you know, your mindset is, mine is many hands make light work, so if you get a dozen people instead of 6 people, you get more done with more people. That's just my mindset, and the way my head has been, and the way my training's been, so if there was an opinion, that's fine, I'm okay with that.
You're in manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know about lean manufacturing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Henry Ford did it right. You can order anything you want on Thursday and get it on a Tuesday as long as it was black. And he did it. You know.
Yes, John.
Yes, I know there's money coming back from the Wayne County Sewer. I just got a big problem with it going back into an account. I just want to make sure that the property that the town owns gets put back to 100% first before it goes into an account. But make sure that the old building's dealt with, make sure the lagoons are dealt with, make sure all that property, that infrastructure is brought back to where it should before we put all that money in there and find out there's a problem, and now the rest of the taxpayers are on the hook to clean the rest of it up. So there's my first thing. The other thing is, there's a really good program through AARP for communities for all ages and age-friendly principles, and for also, you know, aging community members. And I think the comprehensive board, somebody from that team should take this course, because they've got a ton of information. We could also use it for the recreation, because they have ways of getting grant money for your aging population. And right now, Marion, you can see by the number of kids we got in school, we're an aging population. We're not really a growing population from youth. So I think we should look at investing money in our aging community.
Any other citizen comments? Yes.
Yes, I had another comment about the comprehensive planning committee. I was one of the applicants, and I was surprised to see we were gonna act on the committee tonight, because no one contacted me and said, you're not going to be on the committee, and I think it would have been a common courtesy to do that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one sitting here wondering, how come my name's not on that list? How many applicants did you have?
By not looking at it, I think
12.
12?
Okay, all right. So, and you don't want 12 on your committee?
No. No.
Okay.
I don't think that'd be very productive.
Yeah, I would have appreciated a heads up.
Any other comments?
Oh, as far as the comprehensive
Sorry,
plan.
wait.
I wanted to brushed over when you talked. Thing was first in that email was that we wanted a sign outside of the lodge saying where the AED was. At our joint meeting that we had in March, the town board said they would take care of that outside sign. 4 months later, we still have no sign on the outside of the building. That being said, I was just in the lodge the other day talking to Morgan, and we found on top of one of the refrigerators a new case for the AED.
With a
that-
sign.
No, well, yes, and it says that it has an alarm, but it's just sitting on top of a refrigerator.
Yeah.
The AED still has the broken zipper in its case, so the case still does not stay shut, it's still held shut with a rubber band. And you guys skipped over that part of, that was the big safety issue that was brought up in March with you guys, and you said you would handle it, and now we're all the way through sports seasons, and nothing's getting done yet.
Any other citizen comment?
Yeah, also on the comprehensive plan, when we did it the last time, we used Amy D'Angelo she was the senior planner for Wayne County, and we were able to use that as an asset with minimal cost. So instead of using an architect firm or whatever, there's resources right within the county that you can bring into the comprehensive plan team to help guide you.
Yeah, Brian Pacelli is well aware of our intentions and our plan. I actually sent him the comp survey, the list, the application, and he's on board to help with any services and resources we can get for free from it. Any other citizen comment? Okay. Committee reports, please. Deputy Supervisor.
Calendars were distributed this month, and the end of the Pioneer Gas Engine Show at the park at the end of the month, and Morgan straightened out, got the summer camp, I don't want to call it day camp, but the summer camp program going, up and going. And that's all I have.
Town clerk.
Heidi is now back from vacation and is very busy. Do you have anything new to report?
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
So the DEC has made some proposed changes for how hunting licenses will be done in August. Once again, the DEC has made some recommendations that I think are gonna go through without talking to anyone other than themselves, not shocking, you know, the DEC. So that was in play, hunting licenses go on sale August 1st.
Water and sewer.
I have an update on something you know.
Okay, right. Yeah, so what is that update?
The new wastewater treatment plant is started and treating wastewater flows in the village of Palmyra and the town of Palmyra. There's still a great deal of construction and restoration work to be completed at the plant site, which they're continually doing. And once they're stabilized at the plant, the next major step is they're going to bring Marion online, tentatively by the end of the summer, late summer. So that's good news. The plant is up and running. Getting the bug worked out of it.
And the meeting minutes are in the folder as well from their last meeting, just from the sewer authority in general.
Yeah, correct.
Public safety, there's reports in there. I've also been getting, they're not in there this month, trying to weed through them, but I've been getting also the Wayne County Sheriff's detailed police call and ticket reports through the county as of recently. I've never seen those before. They started popping up where it's broken down by town, how many tickets are written. And it's really nice because it has a month-to-month comparison. So I'm gonna start putting those in the reports per month, just for more information for everybody to see. And I thought it was really nice to also kind of compare those against our court records as well. Just seeing how things go. But public safety, the road is done, it's safe, there's lines on the road now, Main Street. And our no turn on red signs are up, so those are great, looks like it's been going well. Judicial, library, and parks and rec.
Okay, so, next week, July 24, Julie, who's board liaison, Kathy Griffith, court clerk, no, Kathy Powell, sorry, the account clerk, Barb Griffith, and Jeff Craig and myself are meeting to discuss the JCAP grant, which is opened up for 2025-26 year. We're eligible for up to $30,000. So we're gonna meet and talk about looking at finishing this room, and I think the bathroom is possibly on it. The deadline for that grant is October 10th, and I wanna give a shout out to Kathy Cowles, our account clerk, who stayed on top of this and spearheaded getting this meeting going, so we don't miss out on the grant this year. Reports are in the board packet for both judges. Library, last month's report is also in the board packet for the library board of trustees. Their summer reading session has begun. I also want to give a shout out because I've heard in the community 3 or 4 kids that are talking about how excited they are that they started to read to win entrance to Lynn County Fair through the perks they get with that. The library is also doing a cleave exchange, and I think it's just great how the different programs in the town are collaborating to just really support each other. Parks and Rec Advisory Board, the biggest thing I wanna bring up, which I think also kinda goes under the comp plan, is parking is an issue at the park. People are parking wherever. I think it's affecting the fields potentially. There's a concern for liability. We had our Parks and Rec Advisory Board under the pavilion last week, and the potential there for someone to get hit is very real. And so, I think, again, it just speaks to me for the need to have that voice at the comp plan meeting. The other thing that came up is Holly shared about soccer photographers having problems with cars parked on the grass and limited ability to take pictures, so that's interfering in actual programming and perks of signing up for the program for the kids and families. And apparently the photography company, it has agreed to donate 8 signs to be posted to block parking so that they have the area that they need to take pictures. And and I've asked that once those come in, that we get what the number of signs are, the approximate cost of the donation, where they will be stored, so that we can pass it on to Kathy so she can keep track of it for her records. I think we need to follow up more about parking at the park, addressing the liability issue, and, really taking a look at how that impacts the fields for both baseball, softball, and soccer. The other thing that was discussed at the meeting, and I thought we'd had a conversation about it, but it seems like that huge grill right off of the pavilion is I don't know how some kid doesn't fall into it, and get hurt. And so, I don't know if anything's, I thought we'd had a conversation about maybe looking at doing something with that. Maybe it's not easy, I don't know. But I think it's a train wreck waiting to happen. In the are the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, their minutes from their most recent meeting, their 90-day report that was due for the end of June, and then they're working on submitting information, which will go in for the budget for looking at a part-time rec director for next year.
And then adding on to that a little bit, as we all know, summer rec started last. It is still ongoing. We just started our 2nd week. There was a couple bumps in New York State Department of Health. We ended up talking to 3 different people for our permit. One which retired, didn't tell anybody, and took off, handed it off. Then got another person. The site visit was today. He popped up. They no longer plan those. They just pop up. So he popped up. Everything went fine. Morgan was there, along with the stomach bug, which he got to witness. So we had to fill out a contagious illness form because it happened to show up when 2 kids were being sick. So great timing on their behalf. So the Department of Health is a little jumbled right now. Hopefully next year will be a smoother process with their personnel and their staffing. But all in all, it's going, it's good, no complaints. We haven't had any major issues yet from parents or kids other than some, anxieties, I would say.
So just a reminder, vouchers need to go in before the field trips, because summer's used, or not summer, but Morgan's gonna use a credit card tomorrow.
Yeah, she thought she sent them, and we don't know, I don't know if Kathy got them. Kathy was on vacation Friday, and
It wouldn't have had enough time anyway.
right, but I don't know, I wasn't CC'd on any of that, so I have no idea.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, she knows, she just wasn't sure if they were processed or if she forgot to send them. Assessor, reports in the,
Yeah, and what Ron sends those over, he never reports in the folder, but the assessor's office is working on, the final assessment roll was completed July 1st. Electronic files are available on the Wayne County website, or our assessor office has a paper copy available to review, and Mike and Adrian continue to work on the 2026 reval plan. So that's moving along well. I checked with Mike today too. He's doing fine. Things are good.
Historian?
There is a report in your packet. They completed a 4-week history themed after-school camp, which was very well received by the kids. They really had a lot of fun. They did a student recognition ceremony for the 5th grade students with their social studies project and the Native American projects, which I was actually there for one of them. There's an upcoming she is planning, and it's the first of many that we hope to participate in and that she hopes to plan. This one is Sunday, August 3rd at 1 p.m. Other than that, I had a great meeting with her. A couple housekeeping things. We want to make sure we get a room open up to her upstairs for her office space, along with some storage for her items that she has that are set for just the historian. She's got some bulky things that she needs storage space for. So if we can coordinate getting a room opened up for her, that would be great. And the laptop there is, she doesn't have access to like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, those items. I know we use a lot of Google Docs, so I'll suggest that.
The only reason you wouldn't have access to that if a Windows program wasn't uploaded to that laptop.
Right.
So it might be a software key issue.
Okay.
So I could send her an email and have her bring it in.
Have her bring it
Take
in.
a look, yeah.
We also need to make sure that she's able to print, because she's been unable to use the printing here at the town hall.
Yeah.
So that would go along with bringing the laptop. in,
Yeah.
Making sure that that works properly for
Right.
her, because she does have a printing budget
Mm-hmm.
and she's not able to do so. So we wanna make sure we're leaving her available for that. And then also the Ancestry subscription, that was brought up, but we don't know. She does have a line in the budget for subscriptions. So I'm really, we haven't done the Ancestry.
Yeah, I mean, if she has the money, she can do it.
Okay, I was advised, she was told no, so I just
No,
wanna make
We
sure.
talked about that. It was approved in the budget.
That's what I thought.
I don't
we had
recall
that
any
discussion.
challenges
Okay.
to that.
I don't either, so, okay, sounds good. I will pass along that information, so thank you.
Thanks, Julie, for following up to make sure we have a report this month.
Yeah.
Zoning and planning?
Yep, both teams are doing well. There's the report in the packet. They have some stuff slated for this month as well. The county planning is continuing to be busy as well. Solar field is a big topic and continues to be a big topic.
Highway, Tim's not here, but I can tell by the vouchers that they are starting their stone and gravel project. With 6 miles of road, so I'm sure they'll be busy. The shop is busy. I see those guys everywhere moving dirt, as I call them, and keeping up with the mowing, which has been pretty hard to keep up on at times this year. So they're doing a great job. But other than that, I have no major updates from them. Drainage?
I talked to Steve Tabor. There is a project going on right now that we have with some cleanup, ditching in some areas, and then also there is a tree that came down that will need to be addressed, and it's too big for our excavator, so we're gonna need to have someone come in to take care of that for us.
Is that the tree on Wither? On Lake
Yes.
Creek?
Yes.
I saw that happen yesterday. So the gentleman who purchased that property has posted it.
Okay.
So that tree fell from his private property.
Okay.
So I would recommend, someone, Steve, talking to him first, making contact. And I can get the address of the house owner, he's 2 down from the creek. He subdivided land recently and then sold the house and kept the land. And there's new posted signs all up and down, you can't even access the creek bed, which by rights is his, he owns to the middle of the creek, so, he went through and posted everything just last year.
So that's his tree to take down.
That's his tree cleanup. Yeah. It fell off his property. So I think there's a little bit of communication that needs to happen before anyone just enters there and removes it. But yeah, I can, if you want me to start that conversation, I know him, I can go knock on his door.
Yeah, I think
Maybe he
because.
probably doesn't even know the tree fell.
Well, yeah, and the concern is that it affects everybody.
Well, you just,
Yes, so if we
Yeah.
have a large rain, it's going to cause flooding for neighbors, and
Right.
we need to get it taken care of,
Right.
because it is part of the drainage
Yes.
process.
I'll make him aware,
Yeah.
first and foremost, that the tree fell down in his creek.
And then there is a continuation of that on Dean Road. Drainage, ditching was done several years ago, big shovels and stuff. One of the landowners at the corner of Dean Road where the 90-degree bend is, he said things are growing up in Red Creek, getting
Yeah.
bigger, so he just wanted to give us a heads up, so,
I talked to Steve about
and I
that
talked
too.
to Tim as well, they're gonna take a look at it and see what they can handle themselves, and what to do for a bigger project.
Cemetery?
Things are good in the cemetery, they're keeping up, I think they're catching a breath a little bit with the hot weather. But,
So cemetery software, we're still very active in trying to add information to our database, so we would certainly appreciate all hands on deck on that one, and yes, they had one burial last week, but that was one, so they are caught up, they don't have any waiting to go.
And the gentleman about his mom's plot
Yes.
has been talked to. That it's personal, private property,
Yeah.
things like that, so he's all set.
And the new sign is done, Tim's gonna pick it up.
Good.
To go on the barn, so.
Code enforcement officer?
Darren reports in, they've been busy in the office, summertime, it's construction season, so, they've been busy, and Darren has a report in the packet.
Great, and then there's reports, your supervisor report, money market, operating statement, all in your folder. Review those, since we are now, I think those are pretty much for our fiscal year, so, I always find it's good habit to review halfway mark and see where we're at with budgeting. But other than that, moving on to resolutions. We have number 1, authorize hiring mural mania for bicentennial mural.
Move.
Second. Please.
Councilman Herman,
Yes.
Councilman Kramer,
Yes.
Councilman Beer,
Yes.
Supervisor Johnson.
Yes. Resolution number 2, authorize hiring blank company for Newtown of Marion website. Can I get a motion to table?
I'll make a motion to table resolution number 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 3, authorize town clerk to advertise for the 2025-2026 recreation basketball coordinator.
Move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 4, authorize an RFP to be sent out for bicentennial fireworks display.
Move.
Second. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 5, authorize subsidiary transfers.
Move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution claims.
Move.
Second. Resolution number 7, payment of claims.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 8, appoints comprehensive plan committee.
Move.
Second, discussions, questions?
Compensation? Is there compensation?
Comprehensive.
No, I
Oh.
know, is there compensation for this?
I guess the question, I go back to the gray area. If 12 people applied, 7 are on the list, and you say there's 3 openings, that adds up to 2, like, there's 2
There's
people
one,
missing.
so if I counted myself, I just don't know if they wanna go in and they want to have, you know, another person chair or secretary or take over the scheduling, you know what I mean, then I'll step back, right?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see what the group wants to do in that regard, so technically there's no one position. If we went to the max of the resolution, so we said up to 9. That makes sense.
It does make sense, I'm kind of on the team of, take them off.
Well, like I said, I mean, we'd have to go back and review the resolution and reform the committee, just to make it fair and square. That's at the leisure of the board.
I stated my case a couple times now, I like a dozen, dozen's a good number, that's me. That's just how I feel, I said, when we said 9, I like 12. Because I know this is a big animal, and I know it's only a review, but the last time they did it was also a review that took a ton of people to get it done.
When do you recall the month we did that original resolution to form the committee? Was it March? April? June? I know it was a few months ago. I hate to waste months of time when we're halfway through and, you know, trying to align a lot of this with the bicentennial, right? Some activities and or overview sections, especially the survey with all the people that were gonna be participating in festivals and fairs and events, opportunities to take the survey, you know, things like that. So I hate to be, like I said, months behind, to come back to the table, review, and pass the resolution. Just to get people on the list. That was, pass the initial resolution.
Well, I didn't find out till last week that we had 12 people that applied, and I think when we did the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, I don't believe that we tabled it to readjust or make amendments to the resolution. I believe in that meeting, we just changed it and said, all right, we'll take all of them.
I don't recall that part back, what we did in that regard. I thought that was 12, always 12. I'd have to go back and look.
Maybe table it to the next meeting if you all choose to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine moving forward, so it's up to the 3 board members here to make a decision on how they want to proceed.
Well, it's a resolution, put it to a vote, that'll tell you. I mean, my position hasn't changed, it is what it is.
So you want a long run on this?
Yeah.
Are we ready then?
Yep.
Councilwoman Herman? No. Councilman Kramer?
No.
Councilman Taylor?
No.
Supervisor Johnson?
So as of right now, there's no comprehensive planning committee. Someone can put on the agenda for next time to
Yep.
talk about it. All right, any additional citizen comments at this time?
What's the town's plan to take care of the restrooms up at the town park? They're disgusting. It's appalling. I can't, we spent all that money to, update and make them good, and now there's no toilet paper, there's garbage all over the place, there's defecation and urination on the floor. It's just a mess. Is anybody gonna, what are we doing? Are we paying somebody to clean this up? Because it's not good. It's not good.
Any other additional citizen comments? Yes.
I just noticed tonight that there's no longer a crosswalk from South Main Street to Mill Street. And I just noticed it, but there's a lot of kids that cross there for like, the rec building at the church, you know, especially on Wednesdays. I'm not sure if they're crossing, you know, in the summer, but I just didn't know why there wasn't one there anymore and whatever. And secondly, where's the mural gonna be? The bicentennial mural?
That, so Councilman Kramer is our board for that committee, so you can address that question.
Yeah, so the mural is gonna be 4 panels, so it's, lack of a better word, portable, but it's movable.
Okay.
The gym building, thank you, I was looking at Teresa,
Anybody
the,
else?
Yeah, the old MCI.
it's gonna be 4 panel set, and then someday, should the building go away or something happen,
Right.
it can be removed and put into the park or another building that we so choose on. So they won't go with the building. The Board of Education already approved it, and as long as it's portable, they're okay with it.
So this is Roscoe Bush, and this is.
Great, any additional citizen comments?
So,
At this time, I need a motion to enter into executive session for union contractual discussions and personnel issues.
Second.
We're entering into executive session, everybody have a good night. We'll see you Monday, July 28th.